Where are we, guys, right now? Where are we? Yes, now you know. The Soviet Memorial Park in Gdańsk, north from Poland. Soviet Soldiers Memorial Park. So, let's start from the tableau plate. It's written in Polish and in Russian over there. So, let's try to translate it. You had a great victory. You were fearless in your fights. You gave your life for right cause. Soviet heroes who died in here in 1945 in the liberation of Gdańsk, the citizens of Gdańsk. Really? Liberation? Really struggle? Still, it's hard to say it was a liberation. It was just a bloodbath between Soviets and Germans. Several thousand people died. Nobody knows how many exactly. We see some sculpture. Yes, very nice. We see a tank. The tank is T-34, T-34, and 3 guys. Well, the sculpture was curved. The sculpture was curved by quite famous local artist called Dostoevsky. Alphonse, I think he was called Alphonse, and his son in 1980s and 1990s was a famous musician, played in the really famous band called Kombi, pop band. I hated Kombi, to be honest. They are really terrible. They used to be and they are now. Soviet Memorial Park in Gdańsk was opened just after the war ended. They said that there are about 3,000 bodies, cremated bodies, scattered around the field you see in here. Not everyone is known by name. About maybe less than 1,000 of those who died are known by name. What's that? Well, that's eternal flame. It's cut like that. See these pipes? The flame should, fire up till the end of the days. That's why it's eternal, but it's not very eternal. It was eternal till the collapse of USSR, so not so eternal. Okay, and the stars symbolizes the deaths, the corpse, the bodies, the spirit of Soviet Red Army. I think initially they were red and metal, and now they replace it after the Soviet collapse by this. Not red, and definitely not metal. Ooh, very prosthetic. Jesus, awful, to be honest. Not the stars, but the presentation of it. The presentation is just terrible. Ooh. You see some paint in here. Not red at all. Memorial Park is a sculpture in itself. It's huge. It has about 4 acres, and it's like a planned field sculpture. Everything in place. It's not a normal cemetery. As we see some plate, and on this plate names of the fallen. Those we know by the name. So, any Lenin in here? Any Stalin? Any Zelensky? No, Lenin was a nickname His real name was Ulyanov, and he was born in Russia. Stalin's real name was Djugashvili, and he was born in Georgia. And Zelensky, why Zelensky? Why am I saying that? Well, the grandfather of current Ukrainian president also fought in Great Patriotic War, as Soviets used to name it. And he was really good. He received 2 Red Star orders. So Semen Zelensky finished his military career as a squad leader in the rank of lieutenant, and after the war he became even a colonel or something. Oh, general major Sabir Rahimov. General major Sabir Rahimov. Okay, I know the story. The guy was from Uzbekistan. He was the first Uzbek general in the rank of general in Red Army. You know how far is to Uzbekistan from here? 4,000 kilometers to capital city. About the same distance from here to America, the shores of America. The cross. That's a new application. Post-Soviet, 1980s, 1990s. Another major. Fedor Bordiko, or Fyodor Bordiko in Russian. I think this is written in Russian, and that's written in Belarusian, maybe. Probably because the front comes from Belarus. It was called Second Belarusian Front, the one that name of the army that were fighting in Gdańsk, in Danzig in 1945. So Major Fyodor Bordiko. Fyodor means Theodore. Translates as Theodore to English. The most prominent Theodore of all. Can you name it? Yeah. Fyodor Dostoevsky. Crime and Punishment. You see, it's all written in Russian alphabet, or with some exceptions, but it's most written in Russian alphabet. And I think it's called Grazdanka. Grazdanka means civilian alphabet. Alphabet from civilian people. Alphabet for civilian people. And because Grazdanin means citizen, I think, citizen. So Grazdanka, alphabet for citizens. It's a form of Cyrillic. So imported from Greece, then you know the story. In the end, another not so eternal flame. another dead inscriptions. It's all counted. Let's take a look. Who is the last? 909. So that's the last name on the list. Mazowiecki. So that's a Polish surname. Yeah, Mazowiecki. And the last of the last, Nikolai Alexandrovich Kozin, who received order for courage, Soviet order for courage. What is on it? Tank. So he was a tankist. What else do we see in here? Right, another monument. Another sub-monument in the parks of monuments. And that's a Polish and Soviet mother. That represents Polish and Soviet mother. That's from 1980s. That's from 1980s. And I think it's made in metal. No, no, it's not metal. I thought it's metal. Oh, no, it's not. Some kind of plastic? So which one is Polish and which one is Soviet? I think the Polish one is this one. And this one is Soviet. I don't know why, but guessing the common struggle. It's quite sad it's not metal. Should be. And what's that? You're right, it's Flagstaffs. No one is hoisting a flag anymore. Why not? Because which flags it should be? Soviet? Not really. Russian? No, not this time. Belarusian? No, not this time. Not in the current political situation. Maybe Ukrainian? Well, the Ukrainians wanted to forget about all Zelensky's grandfathers, all the grandfathers. They want to abandon the glory of Red Army, the glory of glorious victory over Nazism in the Second World War, over Hitler. My camera went off the track, so we are back on the field after a daybreak. See, this one has changed. Finally, not raining. You see the guy over there? I think he's cleaning the mess up. I think he's doing a harvest. So, good guy. Przepraszam, a zieleń tego nie czyści? Miasto tego nie czyści? Miasto nie sprząta? To powinno miasto sprzątać, kurde. Nie. Tylko ciekawy jest. Just take a look how much did she harvested cat just in one day, and she's really old. That's great. Bitter harvest a bit. Yeah. The Memorial Park doesn't finish on the graves, you see, down over here, but moving up, the sculpture is growing to the top of the hill. At first we have to climb them. We're almost on the top. Here comes the surprise. Well, actually it's not a surprise for me because I've been coming home here quite often. But take a look. Family pictures. Celluloid. Ex-celluloid. All vanished. All vanished. Someone throw it away. The family photos. Before that, rip it off from the album, from the cardboard or something. Jesus, there are more of it down in the bushes. It's all gone. what had happened? What has happened in here? What happened in here? Really? Who was such a? What's happening in the life of that person who just throw his or hers memory away? All of it is a pit of misery. Really, it's a pit of misery. But I'm very curious what's happening here. Okay, guys, we are on the top. And on the top, there is another monument, another sculpture, another statue. Take a look. Take a look if you can. I can hardly, but still, whoops. I think that's an orb. I'm pretty sure that's an orb. I mean orb like an earth, like a word, like a sphere. And I guess this is my guess. It represents the word, as I said, but in Russian language, and I think Ukrainian and Belarusian too. The orb, the word, and peace are the same word. So word and peace are the same. Are the two same words. Mir. So it gives you an idea what was the idea behind the sculpture. But as I said, that this is just my guessing. Mir. You know the word Mir? There was a space station called Mir. Soviet space station called Mir. Let's paint it red.